Hi everyone. Many of you have seen the video that I posted last Thursday onto YouTube and Facebook of me demonstrating logging into my Office 365 account and then displaying the email thread, or searching for Mr. Devlin and then displaying the email thread between him and I. A couple of suggestions, I received a couple of suggestions after putting up that video. I received quite a few suggestions. A couple of them pointed out that I should do one with a voiceover where I explain exactly what it is that I'm doing. I think that's an excellent point, so I'm going to do that again here now. There's also been things that we've learnt over the last few days. I say there's been some truly brilliant people helping me out on this, trying to work through it all and bring up my my level of knowledge on this whole back-end computer stuff, which I'm far from entirely savvy with. So here we go. I'll open up a browser. Search for the GoDaddy Office 365 login. Quite a few questions got why I went to Google, why I didn't just follow a link or open something up. Well, the reason is, if you're of the view that I faked those emails, that interaction is false, you would then necessarily have to assume that I have faked getting into the account. I'll explain why as I go through this whole process, but for me to have faked those emails within the Microsoft Office 365 ecosystem, I would have had to fake getting into a fake Office 365 ecosystem. So I can assure you this is genuine Google search. I'll open up the certificate issued by Google. This means far more to a lot of people than it would mean to me, but nevertheless, there you go. If anyone wants any of this, let me know. If there's more you need, let me know. Guess I can go to any of them. I think that's the one I've already been to. I'll go to this one. Put in my credentials. I won't stay signed in. So this will take me to the Office 365 homepage, I suppose. Again, if you're of the view that I faked this, I would have needed to have done all of this within several hours. So you remember all of this came to light last Thursday morning for me, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, so I didn't become aware of it until Thursday morning. I would have needed to build all of this, because I put up the video a short time after that, not days, literally hours. I would have needed to have built all of this in that short period of time. Those that say maybe I'd had it built in advance, well, there's one very big problem with that, and with that argument, and I'll explain that as I'm going through. Something that we learnt in the last 24 hours. So click on this certificate again for whatever it's worth. You can see this is a genuine page. Genuine Office 365 environment. If I was skilled enough to be able to build all of this within hours, my skill set wouldn't be being a lawyer, it would be in IT. And it isn't. So I'll do a search for Eric Devlin. Eric Devlin comes up. You can see the email address that it's associated with. Click on that. It's an email that I sent to him on the 13th of June. One thing I'll point out here, you'll notice the date format. So the date format in France and in Australia and in the UK, but not in the US, is day, then month, then year. So I know someone claimed, there was a big thing after I put up that first video saying, shock, I'm still in contact with Devlin. Well, the way you read the dates is day, month, year. not the other way around. So obviously this isn't the 6th of the 13th month. There isn't a 13th month. It's the 13th of June. Go down, you'll see some, as I expand them, you'll see some other examples there. So this is my example, my email to him on the 13th. My email to him on the 25th of March. Somewhat sympathetic email, or apologetic email. I certainly wouldn't send an email with that tone today. I'll expand each of them, and then I'll go back up to the top and this probably isn't going to be a thrilling video for many of you, but for those that it means something to, hopefully you get something out of it. So this is my email to him on the 6th of March. You see that there. His email back on the 6th of March. So I sent mine at 8:07. His reply at 9:15, so just over an hour after. If I expand the email thread, which is what I did on my first video, you'll see my email under that. So he has received mine, and then he's replied to that, and it has copied my email underneath, which is a normal format. You see that? Then my email on the 7th, and then underneath that contains the previous two. So the second email contains the first, the third email contains the second and the first, the fourth contains the third, second, first, etc. His back to me, containing the thread underneath it. Mine again, the thread underneath it. Thread, I'll do this to each of them, and there's a curious thing coming up. So this was his on Wednesday the 13th of March at 7:28. I asked him the question about the, I asked him two questions. I asked him a question about, you can see it here, pages 57 and 58 of his report, the term full shutdown. So I was asking whether that included activated hibernation or the hybrid or sleep settings on the laptop. And I also asked about the AM/PM notation that was missing from his report to do with the 1102 matter. So he responded. And for those of you that think that I faked this, that he didn't say any of this, it would be interesting that I would use this kind of wording. Surely if I was going to fake it for some reason, if I was trying to do something, I would have used different wording with that, different wording than what's here for the PM. So scroll down, you see the full thread going back to the first email. What we see 3 minutes later is the email thread has been cut. So the history of that is gone. See how it stops at Mr. Devlin? It doesn't go any further. The one below it does. So the one from him 3 minutes earlier, it goes all the way down. His next one, it's cut off. You can go to mine, go down. Again, it includes the two, but then it cuts off. Cuts off right where he cut his off, because I'm just replying to this one and all the things below that one. Go to here, cuts off again. His next one, there's the thread again, the history of the thread, but it cuts off again. My next one goes just to that point again. My next one goes just to that point. And then obviously my most recent one goes all the way down, just to that point again. So what I'm going to do is, you remember last time I pasted, I displayed the email headers. I then copied and provided those on our website, and I believe they were shared over on Bob's Facebook groups for people to have a look at. What I'm going to do now is Microsoft has a product called Test Connectivity. They have a website called Test Connectivity that you can paste the headers of emails into, and it analyzes them for you. So I'm going to do that with each of these. Now, how this would be manipulated, I have absolutely no idea. So I'm going into his email. I'm going to copy the email header from that email. Copy that. I'll open up another browser. Test Connectivity Microsoft. Again, this is going through Google, so unless I'm some absolute genius and I've figured out a way to build all of this in such a short time. So Microsoft Remote Connectivity Analyzer. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with it that I have no idea about. They have a message analyzer. Insert the message header you would like to analyze, it says. So I will paste the header. I'll copy it again in case anyone thinks that I've done anything. So that's copied. I don't know if you want to make sure that I'm copying the right thing. How does this end? KBBA. So I'll go into here. I can paste it. It ends in KBBA. I'm happy for everyone to do this however you want. Like I said, all these email headers are out there, so you can analyze them yourself. If you haven't got them and you want them, let me know. I'll send them to you. I know there's security risks with doing so, but frankly, I don't care. Click on Analyze Headers. So this tells you the details of that analysis and the results of that analysis. I know very little about how to interpret any of this. I'll scroll down through it. You can, those that know what this all means can dissect it, I suppose. There's a mention of Apple Mail here. I don't use Mac. I'm assuming that means Devlin does, or at least there's been a Mac or Apple Mail server or something involved at some point. I just use Windows. I think this is Windows 10. So there's that. You see this bottom bit again, KBBA. If you're thinking that I'm doing some kind of sleight of hand, which I'm not. I'll go back. There's an interesting thing. There's a protocol called DKIM. Now, I know very little about it, other than emails are noted as emails have this protocol, this DKIM protocol. I'll highlight that it passed that. There's different levels. There's a pass. I understand there's a soft pass, which means there's certain aspects of the email that failed certain tests. So pass is the highest level, which means that it meets all of Microsoft's requirements to guarantee that it came from the server that it says it comes from, which is the server in Texas associated with Eric. It may be related to this also, the phishing confidence level, which is 0. And it has this DKIM equals pass. So the other level is DKIM equals soft pass, which is when it has some issues, and then it's DKIM equals fail, which means there's elements of that are suspicious, and that then Microsoft can't guarantee that it came from that server. So there you go. Others will give a better explanation of that than I can. So that's the first one. We go up, find his second email, which is this. Have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out. It's probably worth highlighting here. If indeed, so the assertion is that Devlin pretty much sent one email saying the work was completed under attorney-client privilege, so I cannot discuss the particulars of the case. I believe the assertion is then that the rest of it is fake. So why would he then send this one? I mean, why, if he's not providing me with anything, would he then say, if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out? That would be bizarre, because surely I'd go back with one saying, what are you doing? What do you want? You're not answering me anyway, so why would you say, if I have any further questions, to reach out? Anyway. So view message details. I will copy all of this. Before I go, I'll show you this DKIM pass element again. Copy the connectivity, clear that, and into the next one. We'll analyze these headers. Oh, when I say we'll analyze the headers, I have no idea what a lot of it means, but those that do know can probably analyze all of this. Same reference to Mac OS X Mail, Apple Mail. Like I said, I don't use a Mac. Okay. There's that one. Go up. Go to the third one that he sent. It's probably also worthwhile noting here that I have absolutely no idea how I could get into this ecosystem. Remember, I'm in the Office 365 ecosystem. I'm bringing up emails. This is not on my system. This is in the cloud. This is on their servers. I would have no idea how to manipulate this Office 365 system in such a way that I could fake all of this and fake the emails, other than having to fake the whole Office 365 ecosystem. And remember, I did this like hours after I became aware of it. The thing that took me the longest amount of time was figuring out how to use the video editing software to blur out elements, which is going to take me a long time with this one too. So I've pasted that one. I'm going to analyze headers. You can see all the details on this one. Eric Devlin from Mac. Phishing confidence, 0 again. Again, if you want any of this, let me know. Go back, go to his next one. DKIM equals pass again. Copy that. Paste that one, analyze those headers. And there's heaps of information in all this, I'm guessing, for people that know what they're doing. And then I'll go up, and I think this is his last one. DKIM equals pass. I'll clear that one. Paste that. Analyze those headers. And there you go. Phishing confidence 0. There you go. What else do I need to show with this? You probably, by the time you are watching this, my today's episode will be up. I talk about a variety of things. One of the very interesting aspects of this whole matter is the timing of Eric's claims last Wednesday overnight or last Thursday morning. The reason I say why that's interesting is the last email from him was on the 14th. On the 14th of March. And you notice that's the one that was cut. 13th of March, you cut that. And then the earlier 13th of March one had the full history. As we discovered yesterday, the back-end logs for Office 365, so there's a back-end admin section you can go into that I wasn't aware of, but that I now am. You can go in and pull the Microsoft logs of the server logs of all of the emails, I think is how you would describe it, trace logs. Guess how long those logs last for? 90 days. Guess what 90 days after the 14th of March is, which is Eric's last email. I'll show you. "90 days from the 14th of March 2019, Wednesday, June 12th. So what does that mean? It means after Wednesday, June the 12th, those logs were no longer accessible. So how's that for people that think there's nothing around this? What impeccable timing of Mr. Devlin to raise this matter on the 91st day, or the evening of the 90th day. There you go. Still doesn't change the fact that the ability for me to create this whole thing obviously is way above my skills, and I'm suggesting is way above many people's skills within a matter of hours. There you go. I hope you listened to our episode 28, and thanks for watching this video.